They said that Invesco, the Bitcoin ETF, is not yet available for the funds that their company uses. The takeaway for him is like a lot of these retirement companies are not they're not moving on a dime. So that $1 trillion Bitcoin or whatever it's going to be is not going to be tomorrow. So the ETF news was kind of it's the gift that keeps on giving, and probably will for quite a while story wise. The thing that there wasn't a ton of notable stories on the feed, but just the one like update that I saw was from like a Twitter anon, like a guy in crypto Twitter, but he says he has a day job at a day job company. They had the annual 401k advisor presentation with Invesco, and they said that at Invesco the Bitcoin ETF is not yet available for the funds that their company uses, but they expect to have it available within 12 to 18 months to be able to offer the Bitcoin ETF.
Is that a long time?
The takeaway, this is what I want to bring up for discussion and ask you some questions about it, because to me that seems like a long time. Is that normal? The takeaway for him is like a lot of these retirement companies are not they're not moving on a dime. So that $1 trillion Bitcoin or whatever it's going to be is not going to be tomorrow. It might be, over the course of a couple of years or something like that, is what it's sounding like. Mm-hmm. Is this normal? Like that it would take that long for it to be like a approved product within their investment portfolio?
Yeah. I mean, you have to think about this from a lot of different directions. First and foremost, there's a lot of money in these retirement plans and their defined benefit plans or their 401k plans. These plans tend to be something that you want to grow consistently over a longer period of time. These are basically investment accounts, almost health and welfare plans, right? Many of them are ERISA plans. But in a nutshell, these are the ones that you typically don't want to take. You want to take sufficient risk, but not necessarily single security risk in most of these types of plans. And the reason being is there's 7 more or less black swan events every year. You lose some percentage of that money that was invested in an individual company, then that's going to hurt. But if you have it in diversified securities, mutual funds, ETFs, so on and so forth, it tends to be better. Now, if you take a look at the amount of people, the amount of different 401k assets and providers, and since they all tend to have proprietary funds or stuff, like who got into this first? Fidelity, once again, in the retirement markets for their crypto 401k. They announced it right during the crypto winter that they were going to do it. But they have, they're a private company. They're able to make pivots that other people can't. As you have larger scale in a public company, you're going to have more obstacles. Is it prudent? Is that security prudent for a 401k plan? Yet, right? We don't know. Take a look at how many 401k plans have gold funds in them standard.
Right.
Not that gold isn't a viable object. It's just that, over time, it doesn't really move a whole lot. And when it does, it moves wildly. And then people are like, why don't we have a gold fund? And then 20 years goes by and it's like, nothing happens again. Yeah. So we'll see. Is that could be the same thing that happens with crypto now that a lot of the volatility is starting to shake out of it based on equilibrium.
Right.
Is it then going to is it worth having more than one ETF that does it? We'll see.
We'll see. Yeah.
You're watching The Merge, business, finance, and tech news and opinion. We keep you up to date so you don't have to go out there searching for what's new. You can hit that subscribe button, hit the bell, hit the TikTok subscribe, the Instagram subscribe. We're going to keep you up to date wherever you are.